All right. Good day, lovely humans, and welcome to a nice, yummy, restorative, nourishing, therapeutic hour for yourself and also those around you. It works like that. Today, we're going to again focus on nervous system a bit, breath practices, and just some yummy opening. I think we want to really focus today on the upper back, the neck, the shoulders, the jaw, this whole connection of all the things in there that gets tense often when we're holding anxiety or when we're working on computers a lot, among other things. So many reasons. But let's tap into those areas. We're going to begin just lying down on our backs with a breath practice. But before we begin, in case you're not ready, because you may not have all the props. I want to give you some options. Maybe a block or two. If you have a block or two, please get those. If you have a bolster or a couple of firm pillows, your couch pillows will do. So here's a bolster. It's a wonderful thing. I would encourage one if you want to keep doing therapeutic or restorative yoga, and or a good firm but smushy couch pillow is fine too, or a few of them. Whatever you got to do, build it up. Bed pillows, and one more thing. If you have a ball today, I'd love to do some release work with you. Um, this is a lacrosse ball. You don't have to have a special release ball, though they do make them. And a tennis ball could work. And also, since we've been in pandemic and not in a studio with props, I've had students use onions. So maybe you have a good round, firm onion. Grab yourself an orbicular object that we could do some release work after we get things warmed up in there. All right, so I'll give you a moment and we're going to start just paying attention to the breath. I'm going to do a little reading and we will get moving. So, gently moving. So, join us if you can. Do what you can. And when you're ready to, find a comfortable place to sit or to lie down. Possibly, you lie down on your back with your bolster or support underneath your knees. And just lie down. And as you come to lie down, take your time, please. Move slowly throughout this practice. Let's bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. That doesn't have to be exactly on heart or belly. We want mostly for you to be at ease here. So elbows on the floor and whatever approximation of center your hands naturally land in, that's fine. Energetically connect to center. Notice the sensation of breath coming in through your nose. Follow the path of breath down through your throat, the length of your spine into your belly, and lifting up your belly, lifting up your heart. And then as you exhale, soft jaw, soft tongue, soft heart. And at the end of the exhale, a little engagement into the navel, belly pulling back, low ribs or bottom tips of the lungs kind of squeezing out there, a little engagement, even a lift of your pelvic floor at the bottom of the exhales. Big breaths in the nose if you can. Fill up and pause in fullness, and then exhale out the mouth. Let your jaw hang, let your tongue be soft. And And as you exhale, encourage a bit of muscular action and vibration, or one or the other, at least, maybe both, in that exhale. So you're sighing out, you're toning, or horse lips, a lion's breath, or anything that feels good in that way. Maybe pursed lips, like you're blowing ripples across water. Breath in the nose, breath out the mouth, as much as you can. Long, slow, deep breaths. Continue with those breaths. And I want to share a reading from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, this translation called the Radiance Sutras. Breathe in the wisdom of this sutra, if you will. The universe is here to reveal unlimited splendor, infinite diversity of expression. No one can withstand her allure. Adore the colors and shapes of her enchantment, and know the one who permeates all is a great lover, deeply relating above and below, immortal and mortal, transient and eternal. Perceive the terrifying beauty. Be free to suffer and to be thrilled, to tolerate intolerable ravishment. Deep, full breaths. The universe breathing you and you saying yes to life, welcoming that breath. Breath in the nose, open jaw, open throat. We're going to vibrate the heart. But first, I want to invite you to find a word, a mantra, or an image of intention, something that lights you up inside, something that inspires you forward, that's whole, realized, and affirmative. Breathe into that. And as you exhale, long ahs vibrate the heart center, that top hand. We're going to gently move up the body from here, still in this very restful way. So if you will, put your feet onto the floor, press into your heels, and slide your block, bolster, or pillows, whatever you've got, underneath your sacrum. You could keep the knees bent there if that feels best for you, or let your legs extend out, as long as it's not too crunky in the lower back. But say that you get a nice lift and a passive opening of your hip flexors. So this is your iliopsoas, connects to the upper inner thigh, wraps around the front of the hips through the iliac crest here, and then to the back and to your lowest 6 vertebrae. So big culprit for low back stuff. Also passes right through all of our organs and tends to get really tense when we are feeling stressed and affect digestion and emotion, all sorts of stuff. So breathing in, wanting to know why we're here, what we're doing here, encouraging a softness in this muscle that is kind of a control center. Inviting a release of control at this time and opening to sensation, to energy of whatever sort that needs to be moved. Big breaths in the nose and breathe deep into your belly so you can get a sense of stretch and then melting in the lower abdominal area. You might have both of your hands on this area now, or even just the fingertips right over the top of your bone there to palpate or just give a little pressure, just a little feedback. Breathe and press into the fingers. Another breath here. Let's do two more of those, getting some vibration going. Soft face, soft jaw. And if you notice that something's just beginning to melt or move or change there, then please stay longer. Otherwise, possibly you can just press into your feet, lift up, and then kind of scoot down, or maybe just sit up for a moment and get your support in a way that your chest is really lifted and the shoulders roll over the top of the support. If this feels like a lot on your low back or your neck, please place something underneath your head or your hips. We really want the shoulders rolling over the top, like water flowing over stones here, so that, excuse me, the shoulders are getting a nice passive opening again as they roll onto the back and the chest is lifted. Nice reversal. It's what often happens when we're sitting at a table or wherever on a computer or driving, bicycling, all the things. So here, could feel really big at first. And here we want to bring the breath up into the heart and chest a little more. If you have been struggling with any kind of stickiness in your lungs from the smoke here in California, if you're here, or just anxiety or grief, stuff that gets stuck up here in the chest and lungs, then maybe as you first come here, you want to bring your hands into gentle but firm fingertips. So they could be clustered or open. You could also use the soft fist and give yourself some tapping just below the collarbone to center and back out. A little tap, tap, tapping. And here, breathe and repeat your intention, your yes, I am. Big breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Stay with the tapping as you like, or let the palms rest open with the arms over the top of the bolster on the floor, and breathe into the stretch of the chest. To feed the breath up into the chest more, as you inhale, you might engage the navel slightly and lift the breath into the heart center instead of filling up the belly as much as I might otherwise encourage you to. Another breath like that. And then stretch your arms up overhead. Reach, reach, reach long through the arms. Take hold of one wrist and maybe extend the legs out. And let's take hold of the right wrist and bring both feet to the left and cross your right ankle over the left. Pull on that right wrist and reach through the arms, through the legs. Big breaths. And then come to your other side, crossing the legs over to the other side. Left leg on top, hold the left wrist, reach to the legs, reach to the arms, big breaths. And come back to center, feet on the floor. Bring your hands behind the head. Keep the elbows wide, shoulders on the back. Interlace the hands at the base of the skull. Let your thumbs trail down the neck and support the neck. Keep the head heavy and neck as relaxed as you can, supported by the strength of your hands. Elbows wide, shoulders on the back. Feet to the floor, knees bent. Inhale here. As you exhale, pull your navel down strongly to lift your face, chest straight up to the sky. So we're only going to come to neutral here. We're not trying to crunch or crane the head forward at all. Inhale, open, ears in line with shoulders. Pull the navel down strongly and lift face, chest straight up towards the sky in alignment with your hips. Inhale, open. Exhale, navel back. And follow your breath. Couple more. And then take your time, come back down, stretch it out, and roll on over to one side. When you're ready, press into the earth and drape up. We're going to move the bolster or support away for now and come on to your hands and knees. Strong hands underneath your shoulders, knees under the hips. Pad the knees if you need to for any reason, comfort or necessity, and pull hands and knees towards one another, shoulder blades down the back. Claw the fingertips. Inhale, open cow. Exhale, round cat. Pull the navel up, tail and crown drop as far as you can. Inhale, open cow. Really widen the shoulders, scapula together on the back. And as you exhale, push the earth away, slide the scapula off the back, bow in. Move with your breath again. Strong exhales. And stay here in the pose. Inhale here as you push the earth away, puff up behind the heart. And then exhale as you open into cow, maybe lion's breath. Tongue to the chin, eyes to the sky. Reversing that breath pattern here again. Inhale and push the earth away. Spread the shoulder blades apart and breathe into the upper back. And as you exhale, maybe a lion's breath with your cow pose. Again, inhale, press and round. Exhale, open. Let's go one more like that. Again, we're going to round in. Same thing, cat pose, pressing earth away. Breathe in between the shoulders, and then as you exhale, squeeze the right ear, hip, and shoulder together. Open up into cow. Squeeze the left ear, hip, shoulder together. Lift your navel and round through cat. Big, big circles, spiraling the neck, the shoulders, The hips just move fluidly, spiraling your spine. And then switch directions. One more breath cycle. And then step back and come to your belly and your forearms. Elbows underneath the shoulders, legs straight out behind you, and hands directly out from the elbows. Pardon all my baggy clothing today. It's so chilly. Hopefully, you can see all the alignment well enough and just feel into your body how it is for you. So, with elbows under shoulders and hands straight out, pull on the earth, widen the shoulders, widen the chest, and work the shoulders together on the back. Push strongly down into your sacrum and pubic bone. Lift your navel, lift your heart. Really try to drag your heart forward. Big breaths here. Long back of the neck. Try not to find that opening from dropping the head back, but rather lifting the back of the head and sliding back from your ears, from your upper palate. Next, inhale, lift the elbows a bit and really drag yourself forward. Come on down. Rest your forehead for a moment and have the hands now under your shoulders. Roll your shoulders around just nice and fluid. Draw some circles, roll them opposite sides. You might roll your mouth as well. Get that whole neck, shoulder, jaw connection nice and fluid. And then let's play with the roll of the shoulders with the hands under the shoulders. First, make yourself like a snake's tail here and hug the legs together. Point the toes straight back and press strongly into your pubic bone. With the hands under the shoulders still, we're going to roll just the right shoulder up and slide your whole body or sway your spine in that direction. And then roll the left shoulder up, sway your spine in that direction. Roll right shoulder. Maybe you're swaying a little higher. Roll left shoulder. And you could roll side to side as you sway, coming up to whatever edge is there for you. And then roll side to side, swaying it back down to the earth. Keep the legs strong. Legs are hugged together. Toes are pointing straight back. Press strongly into your pubic bone and sacrum as you do this and lift the navel. So you're really supported with a strong foundation there in the low body. And that's going to help keep your back safe and keep the back from taking the stretch here that we're trying to give to the shoulders and the chest. And then pause, come down to the earth again, rest your forehead, and squeeze the legs together. Interlace your hands if you can, fingers interlace on your sacrum, palms work towards each other. Otherwise, just bring your hands to your hips or your sacrum, that big triangular bone at the base of your spine, as much as you can, and push whatever hold you can get there around the sacrum, press into it with your hands. Use that push down to kind of rebound off of and lift your elbows and shoulders to the sky. Squeeze the shoulders on the back, long back of the neck, and then pull the hands back, lengthening as much as you can. So maybe your hands are open and you're reaching back. Maybe you get a strap or something and pull on it between your hands. If you have something to pull on, it gives a little more feedback to get more squeeze together of the shoulders. Hooking the thumbs can also work. Or again, just stay pressing into the sacrum or reaching straight back. When you're ready, give a little more pull back, like you're really reaching for that back wall. Press super strong into your snake's tail, into your sacrum, your pubic bone. Lift your navel, lift your chest. Open up with your inhale. As you exhale, you might lower down. Let's just take a few more breaths. Inhale, root strongly into your pubic bone and sacrum. So much you can kind of feel everything else want to lighten up and maybe lift a bit. And follow your breath. Couple more. You're inhaling open and exhaling down. And then come on back to the earth. Again, hands under the shoulders, roll them around. Pull back, inhale, open cobra. Exhale down. Let's press back into child's pose just in case there was any discomfort there in the low back. We are going to come back to some play there. But for now, toes together, knees wide. If it feels better to you, knees could be together. Sometimes that's a little more stretch for the lower back. And press your hips back and wag your tail. Side to side, rest your forehead, breathe your lower back. If your forehead doesn't easily rest here, please put your forehead on a pillow or a block. Imagine the breath going right into wherever there's tension or sensation arising. And then let's play into the thoracic spine or the upper middle back here. And roll your palms open to the sky. Thumbs roll open towards the earth as much as you can, palms to the sky. And press into the back of the hands as you roll open and reach your heart to the earth. See if you can sense the stretch around the scapula, around the rhomboids, the thick bands of muscles kind of holding between spine and scapula, laterally, side to side. And then bring your palms together. Press strongly into your palms and bend your elbows with the hands together towards the back of the head. Maybe a pulse in and out of this, super slow. Push into the palms, elbows bend and straighten towards the earth and towards the sky. More than the repetitions here, why I want you to do this and go super slow, is that you may find that sweet spot where it's a little grippier, maybe where you want to rush through, or where it's more effort or sensational, and just pause there. Find that place to pause and walk the elbows forward and stretch through the triceps and melt your heart to the earth. Big inhale there, and as you exhale, release your hands down to the floor, wide as your shoulders. Come up onto your fingertips and really pull your fingertips towards one another. Hollow out your palms like you're making little cupcake cages. And then drag on your fingertips. Keep them where they are, but pull. So you're again working shoulder blades down the back and heart forward. Big breaths across that band of your back around the thoracic rhomboids. Big inhale there, stretch out. And as you exhale, come on back up to hands and knees. And inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And just notice what's moving or changing in there. And then we're going to turn ourselves into a little rabbit here. So turn your toes under and press your hips back towards your heels. Tuck your chin a lot, so you're going to come to the crown of your head. Hold your heels as you lift your hips, or hold your ankles or your pant legs, whatever's right for you. You could also wrap a strap around your feet. And whatever hold you've got, hold on to that and then lift away from it. So you're creating an tractioning. Breathe into that stretch. And release your hips back to your heels. Interlace your hands on your sacrum. Squeeze your palms together. Gentle bend in the elbows and pull the hands up to the sky and overhead towards the floor. Knees underneath your hips. You might walk them back a little bit. You can always pad the knees as needed, under them or behind them. Clasp of the hands or holding your strap. Hook of the thumbs, many variations here to help give that little squeeze and pull again to try to squeeze the shoulders on the back. And then lift the hands up towards the sky and overhead towards the earth. Beautiful. Deep, full breaths here. Last couple. And then pull back from your hands and roll on up. Come back to hands and knees and roll your shoulders around in any way that feels good. Hopefully, excuse me, getting a little more fluid in there. And let's walk the legs out again. We're going to come back to the belly and cross the right arm over your left. So you're making what some call Ganesh Asana arms. And the arms are crossed in the center of your chest. Turn your toes under and scoot yourself forward. And now play with palms down and begin resting the weight of the chest and the weight of the head over the arms. Optionally, you could play with palms up. It's taught both ways. See what feels best for you. Keep some muscular action in the hands to help that stretch in the shoulders here. Head heavy over the shoulders. Once you're relaxed into the pose, release your toes. That'll probably help you feel even more relaxed. And then deep, full breaths here in the nose. Out the mouth. Keep the tongue as soft as you can. I know it's difficult in this position. But just noticing if there's gripping around the pressure that's happening there. Invite it to let go. Next inhale, lift up a bit. Walk your hands forward. Keep the elbows crossed, or above the elbows crossed, rather. So just before that happens, you want to walk the elbows as far forward as you can, but keep the elbows bent. And then bend the arms. So the hands come together, or back of the hands, or you hold your thumbs. Either way, that cross of the elbows with the bend, and then a little pull. So if you've got the hands, you press into them wherever you're at. You feel like you're trying to pull the elbows open out to the sides and feel how that creates a nice stretch again around the thoracic, the shoulder blades, the rhomboids. And then whatever arm is on top, probably your right, you turn your head in the direction of that arm, probably to your left. And just kind of nuzzle in there for some breaths in the nose and out the mouth. One more breath here. Next inhale, unwind the arms, reach them forward, and as you exhale, pull the elbows and shoulder blades down the back, press into the sacrum, and lift the chest. So like you're swimming here, inhale and reach, keep the back of the neck long. Try again not to close the back of the head, but slide back from the jaw, from the upper palate. Inhale, reach, exhale, pull, shoulder blades squeeze down and together. One more. And then left arm over the top, second side. Walk the hands across, crossing the arms as much as you can right over the chest there. And then you could turn the toes under to scoot yourself forward and reach through the head. Get as much length as you can there. And then let your head rest over the arms. And big breaths there in the nose. You can release the toes at the end of that so that everything can just melt here. And just the shape of the pose And the breath, maybe a little action in the hands. Again, you could have palms up or down, a little pressure into your hands. Feel how that changes things. Letting go breaths, a few more. Please stay with that longer if your body asks you to, or walk your hands forward as much as you can. Elbows, reach forward with your elbows and stop before the elbows uncross. We want to be able to bend the elbows and have them stacked. And then press into the palms, back of the hands, hold your thumbs, or simply press into the elbows like you are trying to break them open to the sides. Again, lengthen through elbows and triceps, and whenever arm is on top, your head's going to turn in that direction and rest onto that arm. Big breaths here into wherever sensations are rising. In the nose, out the mouth. Couple more deep, full breaths. Next, inhale, unwind the arms and reach forward. And exhale, pull elbows and shoulder blades back, down and together as you squeeze. There, press into pubic bone sacrum, lift the navel and the chest. Inhale, reach, spine long, moving towards the earth. And exhale as you pull, elbows, shoulders down the back, press into the shoulder blades, squeeze them on the back. Inhale and reach. Exhale, pull back. Next time you pull back, pause and extend your right arm out to the side, right palm down. Press into the left fingers and roll open into that right side. Right arm straight out from the shoulder, palm down. Press into left fingers and step your left foot behind your right knee. Press into those left fingers in front of you to work that top shoulder on the back and lift your chest. And breathe deep and full here. Or maybe bring that left forearm to the lumbar spine. So the back of your forearm to your low back and press into that to feed back off of and work the top shoulder on the back. Optionally, you could reach down for that top ankle or foot and kick it back towards your bottom hand. Lift your chest. One more breath cycle here. If you've got a top hold of the top ankle or foot, keep a hold of it as you slowly draw the knees back together and get that neck shoulder tractioning there. Breathe into that. Keep it as you like, or when you're ready, roll back to the belly, releasing the leg. Press into that right hand and roll your shoulder around as it gets a nice rush of fluids there. When you're ready, we'll go into second side. Left arm directly out from your shoulder to the left. And right fingers out to the side. Chest is on the floor, head is on the floor. Press into your right fingers and step your right foot behind your left knee. Use those fingers in front of you to work that top shoulder on the back. Breathe, lift of your heart, relax the head. Again, if the neck here is uncomfortable, support your head, please, with a pillow or some such thing. Possibly bring those right hand, that right forearm behind your back. Press into the back of the right forearm to the lumbar spine. Use that to rebound off of. Get that top shoulder on the back as much as you can. Stay there, or again, you could reach down for that top ankle or foot and kick it back towards your bottom hand. Lift your chest. And big breaths here in the nose and out the mouth. Letting go breaths. Soft jaw, soft tongue. Another 2 or 3 breaths. Inhale and puff up the chest. Please stay there longer, soft jaw, or when you're ready, if you've got a hold of that top ankle or foot, keep it and slowly draw them back together, stretching out that connection of neck, shoulder, jaw. When you're ready, roll back to the belly, forehead, and press into that left hand. Roll your shoulder around, nice fluid shoulder there. And once you're done with that, maybe coming back to hands under shoulders and just rolling shoulders around nice and fluid. Or opening up into cobra, playing with shoulders there. Any place to just feel into that space and fluidity that you're making. And then we'll open up cobra and make your way back again into child's pose. Press your hips back. Breathe your hips, breathe your lower back as you press back. And let's move into the outer hips from child's pose a bit. So hips way out to the right, chest forward to your hands, hips way out to the left, and back to the heels. Let's do a few more of those, or 2 more of those in this direction. After 3 in one direction, switch directions. And then pull back center, inhale, lengthen, exhale, slide the right knee forward between your hands and walk the back foot back. So a very gentle sort of pigeon. We're not trying to open the knee wide or the foot high up unless that feels good for you. So the foot's on the floor, knees on the floor. Yeah, just knee between your hands and heel right towards your midline. And if that's too much for you for any reason, you might first want to try putting a blanket or bolster or something soft and supportive underneath your shin. So that'll keep the ankle straight and strong and help the knee stay in alignment. If your knee is fine here, yay! And walk the back foot back as far as you can and walk your hands forward and press your hips back and maybe stack up a block or bolster pillow. You could rest your chest and your head or just stack up your hands or fists and rest your head. And then here, big breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Soft, soft jaw. A couple more of those huge breaths in the nose, out the mouth, vibrating breaths, sighing breaths. Letting go breaths. And then roll on out. And Roll over onto that hip, come up to sit, swoop around. That's just one way to switch the legs. And we're going to come knee between your hands, second side, and walk the back foot back as far as you can. Heel is right to midline there. And lengthen back leg. Walk the arms forward, push through your hands, press your hips back, lengthen your spine. And then again, please support yourself in any way that feels good. You can hug onto a bolster or pillow here. Rest the head on a block or your hands. Let the back toes release back. And big breaths in the nose, out the mouth. There's to be zero sharp knee pain. If there is, engage the foot or support the shin so you can engage the foot to really have a straight, strong ankle. And letting go breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Last couple breaths. Could they be any deeper or fuller? And then unwind. You could come through to sit, or maybe you come into a down dog. I want to invite you to one last kind of big pose here before we come back down to the floor. So down dog, or you could be on all fours, or just wait and we'll meet you back on the floor. Inhale and down dog, shrug your shoulders up to the ears, and as you exhale, slide the shoulders back to the hips. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Knees could be bent as much as you need here. And exhale and slide the scapula down towards your hips or up towards your hips, depending on your perspective. Sliding and shrugging. Couple more breaths. Again, bend the knees as much as you need and walk the hands or the feet towards each other. So you're coming into a forward fold. Again, knees bent as much as you need, please, and to be breathful. And then once you get into your forward fold, either hold your head or hold your elbows. Holding the head, you're going to get a little more spinal traction right in the center there. Hug the head with your arms, heavy head. Holding the elbows, you'll get a little more tractioning around your shoulders. So a few more breaths, maybe try a little of both. Let the head be as heavy as you can. Arms as heavy as you can, maybe even pull the elbows down a bit towards the earth. Big inhale, and as you exhale, keep a hold of the elbows or the hands. Lift your arches, lift your kneecaps, lift your quadriceps, lift your navel, and one vertebra at a time. Root to rise, roll on up to stand. Take your time as you come to stand. Inhale, open the arms wide, and exhale, hands to heart. Turn the chin down, turn your palms down, let your head get heavy, let your arms get heavy. Hug the earth with your feet, lift your arches, knees, quads, lift your navel, kind of like you're hurling yourself forward there, and keep dripping down one vertebra at a time. Heavy head, heavy arms, coming down into a forward fold. And take any little shake out or stretch or a few breaths here, and we're going to come down to the earth for a last few things. When you're ready, maybe you move through a squat. If your knees are okay with that, step the feet as wide as you need. Make sure as you come down, the knees and toes point the same direction. Stretch your hips back and your fingers forward. Relax your neck as you bow into yourself. One more breath here, any edge of forward bend or moving into squat there. And then when you're ready, make your way back to the floor. Have your ball nearby. You could also have your support, your pillow support nearby for final resting. We're going to do just one twisty kind of shoulder chest release thing, and then we're going to play with the ball for a little release. And then total relaxation. I will be going a little bit over an hour in case you needed to leave exactly at the hour. So, and let's go to the side. Your knees come straight out from the hips and your heels straight down from the knees. So 90-degree angle, hip, knee, ankle, and bottom arm is straight out from your shoulder to the side to that you're looking at. So laying on your right side, say either side is fine. We'll do both, but your bottom arm, your right arm is straight out from the shoulder, palm up, and your legs are 90 degrees. Bring your left hand on top of the right hand and then reach out past that right hand. And then let's draw a rainbow up on the floor overhead. Keep as connected to the floor as you can. If you're tighter in the shoulders today, that arm might pop up. And then we're going to draw that rainbow back. I'm a little close to my forest. um, so I'm just going to scoot forward a little bit so you can see. I want you to have room to draw a full rainbow overhead, all the way open, and you can turn and look at that hand so you're getting a nice neck stretch. We really want to keep the knees connected here. So the setup of the legs is important to keep the sacrum engaged and aligned, and so that the rotation as you move comes through the spine and the shoulders rather than the hips going awry or askew. Yeah, so big rainbows up overhead, inhaling open. And then exhale, just draw that rainbow back overhead. If it feels good to go full circle, I see you are Lisa, and lots of people do that. You're welcome to go full circle. Otherwise, we're inhaling, drawing rainbow overhead. And exhaling, drawing it back while keeping your knees connected. Big breaths. Inhale to open. And exhale to close. Two more breaths like that. Last breath cycle. And then second side, as you're ready, just flip it around and make that 90-degree setup with the legs, really making sure your knees are quite stacked just on top and below each other. Bottom arm straight out from the shoulder and head on the floor. Pat it if you need to. And then reach that top arm past the bottom hand. Grab your chalk there and let's draw a rainbow overhead. Inhale it open, spiraling open, looking towards that hand as you open into the twist. And then exhale, close back to the bottom hand. Let your breath lead. Knees connected. About 5 more breaths. Last couple breaths. Lengthen them out. Breathe your intention. Breathe your yes, I am. Once you feel complete there, come on back to center and grab your ball or your onion or whatever you've got. And we're going to roll on over to one side a bit and then bring the ball just inside your scapula, medially towards, so between your spine and your scapula. And then we're going to play with this a couple ways. First, reach away across your body and then pull back, bent elbow towards the floor, the side that it comes from. Inhale, reach across the body. Ooh, so exciting. And then exhale with a lacrosse ball, especially, or maybe an onion, and play with it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull back and reach and pull. Let's do a couple more of those. And you could play with the placement of that. Could be a little higher or lower. You could be moving it as you go a bit. And then as you come back this time, reach up overhead on the floor and then drag that shoulder blade down. Reach up, up, up overhead on the floor. So maybe the ball's rolling towards the bottom tip of the scapula and then pull that shoulder blade down, pull the hand down so the ball rolls more towards the top of the trapezius there. Inhale, reach, rolling into the rhomboid. Exhale, roll up into the traps. With your breath pulsing, reach and roll. Play with that as you like, or you could just open that arm into like a Seguro cactus or field goal arm, elbows bent, open at the sides. Oh, so intense. And squeeze a little bit there, or shrug a little bit there. Maybe roll around, sliding, pressing through your feet, rolling a bit. You want to stay off the bones and into the muscles as much as possible to see what else is there for you, maybe another breath or two. If you're just finding something, be with it. You'll remember, and we'll get the other side. When you're ready to switch sides, I would love for you to take a little pause, rest the arms in an equal way, let the ball rest somewhere safe, and just notice how different things feel on each side. And then we'll roll over to your other side. Place the ball in between the scapula and the spine, more like centerish, and then reach across or wherever like your most naughty place is, and then pull back, elbow towards the floor. Again, reach across body. And it's your inhale. As you exhale, pull back, elbow towards the floor, and that could be back and down, getting that ball to slide or roll. Oh, so good. Feel free to make some sound. I encourage you to. Inhale, reach, and pull back. Let's do a few more breaths in this way. And then arm up overhead on the floor. Inhale, reach, reach up, sliding that ball towards the bottom tip of the scapula. And exhale, shrug that shoulder down or slide that shoulder down. Oh, as much as you can, rolling the ball up towards maybe the top of the trapezius. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pulling down. Slide and pull. Getting that ball to roll as much as you can, the length of the scapula between the scap and the spine. Couple more breaths. And then take your time. Maybe you just roll around a little bit there, pressing into your feet and feeling into any other spots or honing in on any spots that were extra sticky or resistant or that you ran away from. That's where you want to melt into, and then possibly just open the arm out to the side, so girl cactus or field goal style or whatever your body will withstand at the moment. Breathfully in the nose, out the mouth. Please stay with that as you like, or roll on out. Remove the ball. And here's where you find that final resting shape. Maybe again, you bring your bolster back underneath your knees, or you could lie in your bolster, lifting the chest, feet together, knees wide. Wherever you're at, palms up. It's going to help the shoulders roll open more and get that passive opening in your shoulders. And breathe into the whole body. And as you breathe here, inhale and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your muscles to bones. And then exhale, let it all go. Inhale and gather up any tension, hold it, exaggerate it, and then exhale, melt, melt, melt. If there's any residual tension or busyness, then that again, inhale and squeeze, and exhale, let go. Give your body to the earth and open your heart and mind to the sky. Let your muscles and bones be heavy, soft, relaxed. Feel that you are held and supported by the universal, breathed, blessed by the sky. Here, where you are, this universe is here to reveal unlimited splendor, infinite diversity of expression. No one can withstand her allure. Adore the colors and the shapes of her enchantment, and know the one who permeates all is a great lover. Deeply relate above and below, immortal and mortal, transient and eternal. Perceive the terrifying beauty. Be free to suffer and to be thrilled. I encourage you to stay resting or in meditation as long as you can. If you'd like to come back with me, then I encourage you to let the breath be the real leader in that. First, simply bring your awareness to the breath. Hello, sweet gift of breath. And welcome your breath even more deeply and fully into your body. Invite your breath to deepen and lengthen in the nose. Out the mouth. Let the breath become so deep and full and rich with your yes. Breathe and repeat your yes. I am. I am at ease in body and mind. I am riding the waves of life with trust. I am innate joy and freedom. I am love and revolution. Let that breath be so bright and rich with your yes that you're naturally inspired back to movement. When you're ready, begin to wiggle and sparkle and spiral out through fingers and wrists and toes and ankles, maybe unless you're sitting, and then stretch the arms long and breathe your body bright. Follow any exhale to step feet to the floor or your support and roll to one side. Pause on your side or wherever you're at. Pause. Head close to your heart and sense your heartbeat. Your yes to life. Your I am. And may all the effort and energy of this practice nourish that yes, that it can become a benefit to those around you and beyond. May all beings benefit. May all beings be joyous and free and safe from harm. Exhale and pour your breath out. Again, inhale your yes, if you will. Join me, one great Om, to ripple these intentions out. Bow into the light within your heart and to that very same light within all beings. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for practicing with me. Let me know if you have any questions or comments here or anytime. If you want to get on my newsletter, send me your email. And yeah, Therapeutics Tuesday, Thursday, Flow Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and other fun special pop up things here and there. I'm going to stop the live streaming, and y'all have a wonderful